couple of days ago, one of the resistance chats I'm in had an incident where a couple of folks got really escalated because they saw a post from a right-wing MAGA influencer who's basically like waving his flag and being like, we're gonna come rain holy terror down on Minneapolis, the battle for Minneapolis. We're gonna drive out all of the, you know, whatever they want to call them, Antifa, domestic terrorists, but they're just like regular, decent Minnesotans who are defending the Constitution and their immigrant neighbors. So someone in the chat posted the video and got a little bit freaked out, like, oh no, there's going to be this huge group of right-wing influencers. They're bringing all the neo-Nazis to Minneapolis and they're going to cause problems. And I'm worried. I think they had like relatives who live in Minneapolis, and they were like, I'm really worried about what this means. And understand that guy, I don't feel like naming his name, he made his little video trying to seem big and scary, trying to intimidate the pro-democracy movement, trying to intimidate Minnesotans. It's all bluster, it's all a cope, it's all compensation. But they want you to be afraid that they're literally going to bring an army of neo-Nazis to your city and fuck shit up. It's just pure propaganda for the regime. I'm sure all of these guys I'm sure they're all getting their palms greased by Kristi Noem and whatever. But so I understand why people would be concerned, and myself and a couple other people in the chat were like, okay, let's just pump the brakes a little bit and think about whether or not the propaganda is working on you. However much the regime are paper tigers, however much they are cargo cult fascists, the agent provocateurs, the right-wing grifter influencers that they are promoting are even more so. But like, come on, y'all, we cannot let these boys be the ones who are intimidating us. So I just want to encourage you, if you see big scary videos, propaganda videos put out either by the regime or by these MAGA grifter influencers, please understand, they want you to be scared of them because they are so scared of you. They are scared of all of us succeeding in stopping fascism. They are terrified that we are winning because we're winning. And the only plays that they have in their book are threats, intimidation, and violence. I know I'm like a broken record, but y'all, they can't win unless we decide to surrender. We do have all of the power here. We have all of the power here. And don't let them steal your peace. Don't let them put you in a state of heightened anxiety. Don't let them intimidate you. If you watch those kinds of propaganda videos and they freak you out a little bit, stop watching those kinds of propaganda videos. But one of the people in this chat, they were all spun up and they didn't want people being like, hey, okay, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. They were really panicked. And I'm not judging that person at all, because we all have these moments. I have these moments where I read a news story and my heart really gets going, and it's so hard to be living in the United States and be bombarded with all of this day in and day out. There is so much violence. There is so much awfulness. There is so much cruelty. It does feel really scary. The future is unknown. And so sometimes some piece of propaganda can get underneath our armor and get to us. And so no judgment if that happens to you. It's a good time to lean into support from your neighbors, your comrades. It's a good time to remind yourself that feelings are not facts. They want your feelings to be really big and to overpower you. They want to manipulate your feelings so that you get frozen, freaked out, and give up. And so it's really crucial that we don't give them any power over us in the moment. But this person needed to go through that process on their own. And I kind of let that go and pivoted to other things. I didn't bother to follow up on what these right-wing MAGA influencers were doing because I knew that it was going to be a piddly bunch of nothing. I knew it wasn't going to be a newsworthy story at all. I knew that it was a bunch of hot air. It's an attempt to compensate for the fact that they can't intimidate Minnesotans. Nothing is going to intimidate Minnesotans. Violent masked paramilitary are murdering Americans in the street in Minnesota, and that hasn't scared them into giving up. In fact, it has backfired spectacularly. The resistance movement in Minnesota has just exploded. Everybody is resisting now. And not only that, but it has brought in support from all over the country, solidarity from all over the country, right? That's the backlash effect when repression is supposed to scare people into submission, but actually it activates everybody to join the resistance movement instead. Armed murderous paramilitary are not scaring Minnesotans into giving up. These MAGA chuds think that this is going to do it.
President Trump, we support you. We support ICE. Our country was made for Americans, not for Somalis.
95% of Somalis in Minnesota are American citizens. Oh, Jesus.
Pro-ICE, baby! baby. America first, America only. See you here, February 7th, Saturday, 12 noon, outside the Minnesota State Capitol.
You guys, this is what neo-Nazis, this is what the alt-right thinks is manly and intimidating. So that's the other ad. Basically ad for this like Battle for Minneapolis, meet us February 7th. That's MAGA influencer Jake Lang. Remember, he got beat up a couple of weeks ago, kicking over a sculpture so that instead of saying prosecute ICE, it said pro ICE, and then being like, meet us here on February 7th. He got arrested for that, by the way.
Support ICE. Damn, Jay, they doing you like that? Yeah, I'm going out like that. Damn, Jay, that's the whole world.
Always grifting. Anyway, these are the guys that we're supposed to be scared of. So I hadn't bothered to check and see how things went on the 7th, but I was having my coffee this morning and scrolling Instagram and I saw this video, which has to be one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time.
In a video that has since been taken down, Jaden Scott called upon his crusaders to ride to Minneapolis, the capital. Enjoy.
Tomorrow, crusaders take on the streets and take the capital for the Battle of Minneapolis. American man, join me! Oh, American man! Pick up! American men!
What are they doing?
White Christian! God bless America!
The good queer that I am, I know that U-Hauls are not climate controlled. Do you feel like when they closed the door, it got dark in there? They all sit around and hold hands, sing Crusaders. I think that went pretty well. We sprinkled some ice on the ground and then we went back on the highway.
Please don't give these boys any power over you. Can you imagine how incredibly pathetic you have to be, how much you have to debase yourself to become a MAGA propagandist, grifter, influencer, propping up the regime of Donald Trump, propping up the cargo cult fascist, literally the cringiest dictator that maybe has ever been. That's what these boys are doing with their lives. Don't be intimidated by them. In a second here, I'm going to show you a clip from Status Quo News. If you need to follow a local journalist in Minnesota, highly recommend the work that they're doing. Great content on Instagram. But it shows this, like, whatever it is they're doing in a little teeny tiny short bus U-Haul with some bags of ice and a giant cross that they thought was like going to intimidate protesters or take over Minneapolis. I don't know. Anyway, it gives you some good perspective of like what it really looks like. It pulls back the curtain and it shows you what it really looks like. Bluster versus the reality, the propaganda versus the pathetic reality of who these folks are. Please, please don't be scared. Please don't be scared. I wanted to make this video because some people that I care about who are earnestly organizing, working so hard, in a moment, the propaganda worked on them and they got freaked out by these sad little boys. And I felt compelled to make this video to try and take some of that power away from these guys and to help all of us understand that we're the ones with the power. They are the ones who are scared of us. They're the ones who are intimidated by us. We have the power.